Hello there, Michelle here and Jen, and we are with Wellness Crew. We're so glad you're here. Today we're going to be doing a gentle yoga flow that is really great for beginners. Before we begin, I want you to see the props that we're going to use so that you can grab them and get them ready for yourself. So we're going to be using 2 blocks. Okay. If you don't have blocks at home, you can use books, anything along those lines. A strap, a belt will do. Okay. Also, a yoga blanket would be really nice. If you don't have that, a towel, any type of blanket you have at your house. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video, go grab those props, and we'll see you back here. All right, welcome back. Let's begin. Wherever you are, go ahead, find a seat on your mat. And we're going to take a moment here, Jen, to set an intention. Okay, so nice, comfortable seat. Hands can be either up, facing up or down on your knees. Sit up nice and tall. Feel the length in your spine. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out, let it go. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the arms out and up. Bringing the palms to touch above your head, and then exhale those hands in front of your face, pausing at your heart. We set an intention at the beginning of every yoga class to give us something to focus on throughout our practice. So if things get challenging, you can always come back to this intention. It's meant for you and you alone. On your next inhale, you're going to reach your arms up, bringing the palms to separate, and then we're going to exhale, take your hands down alongside you on the mat. Let your fingertips just briefly touch the floor, and you're going to take a shoulder stretch. So reach your right ear over towards your right shoulder. And what those arms are doing are giving you even more space in the arms so that you can have a big stretch on the outside of your neck. Beautiful. Remember to breathe. Inhale, come back to center, and then we're going to exhale, do the other side. Remember when we're stretching your neck, you want to keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. And our ear is reaching to our shoulder as opposed to the shoulder reaching to the ear. Right? Nice. Take one more breath here and then come back to center. One of my favorite things to do to warm up the spine and the hips are Sufi Circles. So take your hands to the tops of your knees, and we're going to make circles with our upper body. So as you reach your chest forward and then come back, you can use your hands pressing against your knees to really allow your back to round as you come back. And then as you reach forward, press the heart through, so reach it towards the front of your chest. Kind of like you're stirring a pot of delicious soup. Okay. Pause wherever you are, and we're going to reverse our circles, going in the opposite direction. We hear people say that yoga is great for finding balance within ourselves, right? And so one of the reasons why that is because we make sure in our yoga practice to do whatever we do on one side of the body, we do on the other. Okay? Now when you're ready, Jen, come back to stillness. Yep, in your center. Very good. We're going to go ahead and grab your strap or your belt and extend your legs out long in front of you. We're going to come to what we call Dandasana Pose. So feet are extended out in front of you. Your toes are reaching back towards your face. And then we're going to go ahead and take that strap and wrap it around the balls of your feet. And pull your hands back on the strap so that your shoulders stay nice and snug in their sockets. And as you sit up nice and tall here, you're going to want to press the backs of your legs down into the mat. Okay. Beautiful. You should start to feel a nice stretch on the backs of your legs. And this may be as far as you want to go today. Or maybe you want to take this stretch a little bit deeper. We want to keep a nice long spine as we do that. So use your hands on the strap to start to reach your chest towards the front of your mat. Beautiful. Now reach your head up towards the sky just a little bit, Jen. Nice. Relax your shoulders down. Beautiful. Nice work. And breathe. Remember that breath is going to be that anchor and that reminder to help you get through each stretch that you're feeling. You can close your eyes. Beautiful. On your next breath in, Jen, go ahead, rise back to center. And we're gonna try that stretch again, but on one leg at a time. So take the strap off, great. We're gonna wrap it around one foot and then take your other foot, bend the knee, and then bring it out to the side. Great, you know where you're going. So this is called tree pose, but seated tree pose. So your foot comes to the inside of your leg, that knee rests down on the mat. Now, Jen, if you wanted to, you can always use a blanket here to place underneath your knee to help support that bottom, that knee. Okay, great. So our focus here is to open up that hip and then stretch through that extended leg. So when you're ready, twist your upper body towards that extended leg. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, once again, you're gonna start to fold forward, keeping that nice long spine. You're gonna come on the other side here. So remember, as we reach up, the crown of your head is reaching kind of towards the ceiling. Yep. Shoulders are pulling back into their shoulder sockets. And imagine that your collarbones are nice and wide so that your heart is shining through to the front of your mat. Breathing, finding the calm and the peace in each of these poses. On your next breath, Jen, we are going to release that strap, come all the way back to center, and then let the strap go here. You're gonna take that knee up and plant that foot on the floor. So reach your foot over just a little bit so that it's directly in front of your hip. Great. And we're gonna take a twist here. So wrap your opposite hand around your knee, and the hand that's closest to that knee, you're gonna inhale, reach it up, and then exhale, twist behind you. Placing your hand on the mat. Yeah, checking in with that front foot, keeping it nice and straight. Yeah, everything's working here. You can take your gaze wherever is comfortable for your neck. So if looking over that shoulder feels good, then that's where you'll come. And if not, just find that sweet spot for yourself. Inhale. And then exhale, turn to face the front of your mat and unwind. Nice work. All right, other side, Jen. So we're gonna do that tree pose on the other leg. Get the strap, and if you used a blanket under your knee, you can do that here too. You might notice that one hip is tighter than the other, so you may need a blanket on one side under your knee and not on the other. Yeah, it's true in this case. So using that strap around the ball of the foot, reach back on the strap with your hands so your shoulders are nice and tight or back in their sockets. Twist your torso over that extended leg, and on your exhale, we're gonna fold forward. Nice long spine. Elbows towards the back of your mat. Yep. Hug the rib cage together and then lower down. Nice work. Yes, and that definitely took some work, I know. With those hands underneath the shoulders, we're gonna take a baby cobra. So inhale, lift the head, lift the chest. Really press through the bottoms of your feet. Beautiful. Exhale, lower down. And we're face down on the mat here. We're going to curl your toes under, and we're gonna come up to puppy pose. So pressing through the hands, use your core, lift the hips up and back. So think almost downward facing dog, but right before there, right? So as you reach your hands forward, like Jen is doing here, you're gonna draw the belly button towards the spine, so we don't sink into the back. Spread those, spread your fingers eyes wide, sorry, and then round your upper outer arms towards the outer edge of the mat. That really opened up your shoulders there. If you want to take downward facing dog at this point to give yourself a little bit of a push, feel free here to lift those hips up and back for downward facing dog. So you can see how puppy pose is a very easy and nice transition into the full expression of the pose, which is downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here, Jen. This is a resting pose, believe it or not. On your next inhale, you're gonna bend your knees and walk your feet to meet your hands at the top of your mat. Nice work. So forward fold here, release the head down. If your legs are still a little tight, you can keep those knees just a little bit of a bend in them. Also, grabbing the blocks to bring the ground closer to you is another really nice tool. So as we come here, Jen, you're gonna shift your hips forward just a tip. Ooh, that went too far. There, right there. Yep, nice. We wanna make sure in forward fold that we are on equal, our weight is distributed equally on our feet. Go ahead, Jen, inhale, halfway lift. So halfway lift is doing the same work of downward facing dog in the spine. We're reaching the spine towards the front of your mat. Nice. Exhale, fold. On your next breath, we're gonna go ahead, take a teeny tiny bend in those knees, engage the core, reach the arms out to the side, and come all the way up to standing. Palms come to touch above your head, and then on the exhale, reach them down in front of the heart. Take a moment here to reconnect with that intention that you set at the beginning of your class today. Full deep breaths. Just a moment of awareness and connection, a moment of mindfulness. And then let the hands gently come down to the sides. Turning those hands to face up, we're gonna inhale, reach those arms out and up, and bring those palms to touch. We're gonna interlace our fingers, all except for the index finger. Beautiful. Reaching up towards the sky. And we're going to reach over towards your right. Yep. And as you reach over, you're getting a nice stretch all the way from the arms down, even to the ankle, the outside edge of your ankle. If you want to take this even deeper, Jen, you can cross your foot over. So your left foot over, and it gets that stretch even deeper. Super nice. Opens up the spaces between the rib cage to allow for even more full, deep inhales and exhales. Inhale, come back to center. Uncross your legs if they are crossed. And then on the exhale, we're going to take it to the other side. Now, if you crossed your leg on one side, you'll want to do it the same on this side. And closing the eyes in this pose might make you a little dizzy. So just make sure that you are still standing. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center and cross the legs. You can release your hands but keep them up because next we're going to forward fold. So exhale, forward fold. Hands to the blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Take a nice bend in those knees. Plant the hands on the sides, or in front of your feet, and step them back 1 foot at a time. Release the knees down to the mat. We're going to do supported plank here and lowering down to your baby cobra. So exhale, lower, press the feet down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lower. Curl those toes under. On your next breath, you're going to inhale, come to hands and knees. From here, we're going to take 2 rounds of cat and cow. So returning to some of those familiar poses from earlier. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Nice work. You should be feeling this at home. Come back through to center, Jen. And then we're gonna reach it back for either puppy pose or downward facing dog. Your choice here. So in your downward facing dog or puppy pose, we're gonna take 3 breaths. Feel the breath move from the nostrils through the chest, all the way to the belly. And full exhale, releasing it all. 2 more just like that. Nice work, Jen. You're gonna go ahead, gently bend your knees, walk your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. You can use the blocks or leave them to the side. Exhale, lower. Take a micro bend in those knees. Use the core as we inhale, reach it all the way up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands down to your heart center. Nice. Let's try that again. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands. Take 1 foot back and then the next. Lower the knees. And when you're ready, engage the core. Lower all the way down to the mat. On your inhale, baby cobra, lift the chest, shine the heart forward. And then on your exhale, we're going to come to puppy pose or downward facing dog. Nice. Taking 2 breaths here. Last one. From here, we're going to gently bring your knees down to the mat. We're going to take our knees wide for child's pose. So knees come wide, big toes come to rest, and your hips come back over your heels for a nice rest in your Balasana child's pose. Beautiful. And while we're in child's pose, you can come back to the breath. You can return to that intention. Just remember to stay on your mat, right? So not just physically, but mentally. If those other thoughts start to come, just gently acknowledge them and send them on their way. And return to listening and feeling the sound of the breath moving through your body. next inhale, Jen, you're gonna just gently walk the hands back to meet your knees. Nice. Yep, come to sit. And we're going to shift the hips to one side and let the feet come out in front of you. And then I'm gonna give you the strap back because we're gonna come back to our Dandasana pose. That legs extended out in front. So wrap the strap around the balls of your feet. Sit up nice and tall. Nice. So what I like to say to students in this, because we've already done this before, right, is notice the difference when we come into this pose from the time that you were here at the beginning to now. Notice if there's been a shift in the way your legs feel. So with the exhale, start to fold forward, right? Those shoulders are nice and plugged back. Belly towards the spine. Oh, this is a good one to close your eyes if you want to. Really finding what works for you in terms of using props to get into these poses. The one thing we want to try and avoid is really rounding the spine. So it's really beautiful sometimes when dancers can get their nose to their knees, right? Or gymnasts, but we're not all dancers and gymnasts. That we want to make sure that we're practicing safely and in a way that we can practice for a really long time, right? Practice for years to come without injury. All right, Jen. On the inhale, come all the way back up. You can take the strap off to the side. Nice work. And we're going to lay down for just a moment. So shift the hips forward, lay down. Whew, and take a minute just to feel your back against the floor, your back against the mat, right? A lot of times for me, this is a time of like, whew, I'm just kind of, feel better, right? Like my back tenses up sometimes, and this allows me to just reacclimate. Beautiful. From here, once you feel ready, go ahead and bend your knees and hug them in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Maybe a little rock from side to side. Just a nice little massage on that low back. And then coming to stillness, you're going to go ahead and take your arms out to the side, either all the way out or cactus arms. So elbows bent, hands up, and you're going to release your knees over to the right side. Well, as your knees come down, you can choose to keep your face looking towards the ceiling or turn to look to the opposite direction as your knees. This is another opportunity if your hips are tight that you can take that blanket and put it between your knees to just help support this posture. And take a deep breath here. And exhale, let it go. Go ahead and inhale, lift those knees back to center, and then exhale, let them go to the other side. I'm getting a nice deep twist, detoxing those organs, and wringing out that spine. And whatever you did with your gaze the first time, you'll want to do the same thing on this round as well. So looking to the side or staying straight. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. On your next inhale, bring those knees back to center. Give them one more nice tight squeeze here. Yeah, nose to knees if that feels good. Whatever little movements you need to take. And then we have arrived. So go ahead and lay all the way down. Extend your legs out long on the mat for your Shavasana. This is arguably the best and most important pose in any yoga class that we do. This is where you are able to receive all of the benefits of your practice, to allow your heart rate to come down, back to resting in normal rate, and to just be and feel the peace and calm from your practice. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale, side out, let it go. And you have arrived. We're going to take a moment here, a few moments, to rest and receive. More time in your Shavasana, feel free to stay here. If you are ready, then go ahead, take a nice big deep inhale, filling the lungs, filling the belly with air, and then exhale, let it go. Bringing energy back to the body by wiggling the fingertips and the toes. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the arms up overhead towards the back of the room and draw your feet together, maybe pointing and flexing the toes as if waking for the first time today. On the next exhale, gently draw the knees in. You can wrap your hands, your arms around your knees one more time. Gentle squeeze, like giving yourself a hug. And then rolling over onto your right side, you use your hands to gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And as you arrive, you may want to keep your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in, reach those arms out and up, bringing the palms to touch over the head. And as you exhale, release the hands past the face to pause in front of the heart. Return to your intention that you set at the beginning of your practice today. And then release your chin towards your chest as if bowing into yourself, giving thanks for your practice, giving thanks for this moment and these moments that you have given yourself. Thank you so much for practicing with us today. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. 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 We hope you've enjoyed the gentle yoga flow today. And don't forget, go like and subscribe to our channel so that you can see all of the videos that we have upcoming just for you.